Alright, welcome to a special edition of Tim's Vinyl Confessions. I've got Will here with me. Will's no stranger to the show. And we're filming this video because Will just picked something up that is a very cool collection to get a whole bunch of great music all in one place. And it's something that someone like me wouldn't need because I've got all the albums. But Will, hold up your latest thing here. That is the Alice Cooper, what's it called? The Studio Albums 1969 to 1983. So all of the albums that Alice Cooper did for Warner Brothers Records, which include some of his biggest albums like Love It to Death, School's Out, $1 Billion Babies, and a lot more. So Will, go over the, show us what this box set is all about here.
Well, we got the, on the cover it shows the first 7 Alice Cooper Band, or all of the Alice Cooper Band albums, and then the first 8 Alice Cooper solo albums.
It's interesting the way that they did that too. They did make that separation because, yeah, Alice Cooper did refer to an entire group at one time. So that's a whole bunch of music all at once. So let's go through.
And then on the back we just got
all the album titles and all the songs
and producers.
So this is the first Alice Cooper album, Pretties For You, which came out in 1969, all the way up to DaDa, that came out in 1983. So that's Pretties For You. They're all in these little tiny little sleeves.
Little mini records right here.
Yeah.
At the back. And
yeah, so all of the things that would be inside the record and or CD here.
This one is pretty bland, but it's got the record label on the CD.
And that's printed the way that a Warner Brothers album would have been printed at that time. And actually the first 3 Alice Cooper albums were actually on Frank Zappa's label Straight Records, which was distributed by Warner Brothers. Next up is...
we got Easy Action.
Yeah, and they are. They're designed like little gatefold album sleeves. So this is... if you're just starting out buying Alice's stuff, this is a great way to do it. Great way to get a...
On that one, the CD looks the same, except for obviously the title.
Yeah, the songs. So, Love It to Death.
Love to Death.
All right, flip that back around again, Will. Front cover. That is the uncensored album cover to Love to Death, even though there's nothing to censor. It's a finger. There it is. Love to Death, such a great album.
The gatefold.
Yeah. We saw this on my Moncton road trip. I picked this record up. So, yeah, it's...
And the CD is the same again.
Yeah, you probably don't need to show all the CDs. We can figure that out. I'm wondering, they're curious as to whether they start changing, though.
They do start changing after here in a little bit. This one does not, though.
So there's Killer.
This is my favorite of the Alice Cooper Band albums.
Really?
Really.
Interesting. Mine's probably Love It to Death, but they're all good. Well, first two are kind of different.
Easy Action's not as bad as people say. This one is not a gatefold.
Really? School's Out. That's really odd because you think of all of them. It would have been. Huh. What's the actual label to that one look like?
Same thing.
Same Warner Brothers logo of the time. Okay. The ugly olive green color.
Mm-hmm. No, this one's interesting.
So $1 Billion Babies would make sense if they did a little bit extra with this one.
On the inside.
Does that actually have the... Okay, it's just a picture of the money clip.
Yeah. And then... over here... we've got what the record sleeve would have looked like.
Yeah, so it's got a reprint of that, and it's got a reprint of that photo.
And then...
the $1 Billion Bill.
The $1 Billion Bill.
Which is not legal tender, in case you're wondering.
So that's on one side. Put it back in there. And the CD's the same.
CD's the same.
CD's the same.
Alright, next up, the final Alice Cooper Band album, Muscle of Love. Does not come in a paper bag, as the record did, or a cardboard box, I guess, cardboard box.
And this one's not a gatefold either. But we got
All right, the Burbank logo. That's right. They're changing. at the same time that the records themselves would have been changing. That's really cool. The attention to detail, I appreciate. It's not surprising. I think Rhino put this out, so they always do a great job. Same photos from the Muscle of Love album. So at this point, we're missing Alice Cooper's Greatest Hits, which I said Will should get that, if nothing else, just because it's got a cool cover. The version of I'm 18 on there is a remix, a little bit different. And that kind of caps off that era.
So Alice Cooper solo.
Yeah, so now this is an album that actually wasn't on Warner Brothers. It was on Atlantic Records, which is same parent company. So Welcome to My Nightmare. Exactly the same as the record and CD. Although I bet the CD looks different.
Yeah. The Atlantic.
Yeah, red and green Atlantic logo. So it's just like a bunch of mini records. And with that is the same as what would have come with the album. Next up is one of my favorite Alice Cooper albums. Alice Cooper Goes to Hell, 1976.
This is the Burbank.
Yeah, they've still been using that one.
And then the newspaper type.
Yeah, that's inside the record and the CD. So we're heading our way through the 70s now. Now, 1977 we get to with Lace and Whiskey. Yeah. Same front and back cover. I'm going to guess it's still the Burbank Warner Brothers logo. I think they were still using it at that point. No, they've changed it to the...
Custom.
Okay. All right. See, I don't have the Lace and Whiskey record, so wouldn't have known that. I get a lot of Alice Cooper records to get caught up on.
And then...
Photo, the detective concept, and ashtray. Also, at this point, they didn't put the Alice Cooper Show live album, which would have come after Lace and Whiskey, so that's another one for Will to get, but still, a whole bunch of music all in one place. In 1978. Now, this originally had some really cool packaging from the inside. This opened, the record of this opens up in a lot of cool ways, but
it shows the line down the middle.
Yeah, you'd see where it would have opened up, and there were more pictures inside of it. And there's all the inmates. What does this label look like?
This one's different again.
Okay, that's the white label with the Warner Brothers logo on it. Yeah, yeah, that would have been about right. I think the first Van Halen album looks like that.
We got the lyrics picture on the inside.
Coming up, one of my favorite Alice Cooper albums, probably his shortest album, one of his weirdest albums, but I love it. 1980, as it says right in the cover, Flush the Fashion. Love this album.
The strange picture of Alice.
Yeah, short-haired Alice in his new wave. This probably has the paper look to the CD itself, because I have this record. And same lyric sleeve and same photo with the riding crop. So 1981. This is another bizarre album for Alice, but I like it. Special Forces.
And the logo is the same, and there's nothing in that one.
No, that was very minimal. Now, 1982. This is another fun album. Weird. Zipper Catches Skin. It's got all the lyrics to the songs on there. And a very funny photo of Alice on the back cover. And this probably has the loose leaf looking Warner Brothers logo. Nothing inside it. And finally, it wraps up with one of Alice's most unusual albums, his final studio album he did for Warner Brothers, DaDa, from 1983. And that's got the sort of optical illusion, the same as Def Leppard's Retroactive album, where if you cut away from it, you can see that there's a face there, or a skull. And this didn't have a lot in it for packaging either, so. And
it's just the
regular, same Warner Brothers logo as well. So, well, that's a great way to get started on your Alice Cooper collection. So, what's next in your Alice collecting?
Well, there is another box set with Hey Stupid, Trash, and
Last Temptation.
yeah.
That's his 3 albums that he did for Epic. So there you go. Now you're starting off. You can get them in these packages like that. Oh, and Brutal Planet. You got to get that one too.
That's on the way.
All right. Thanks, Will. This is another edition of Tim's Vinyl Confessions. Not a long one, but going over that cool little Alice Cooper box set.